Hi everyone, it's Andy from Hobby Headquarters. Well, as you can see in front of me, I have a whole bunch of product to share with you today. Some of it is brand new stuff, and some of it is older stuff, but super valuable to the modeler. Now, our friends over at Squadron Products were kind enough to get us out a bunch of samples for this to review and show you guys. Some of it will be like, may have saw this about a week ago. I had this and I held back on it because I knew some more Squadron stuff was going to come in. So what we'll do on this video is we'll break down the new HAUNEBU with the civilian version, as well as we have an assortment of their new 3D designed and printed airplane wheels, not road wheels, but airplane wheels. And then we have a large amount of Squadron tools. And I'm really happy to show you the Squadron tools. Many of you ask a lot of questions about certain tweezers and other products that I've used. And I've used these Squadron tools now for probably about 12 years, long before I was doing YouTube videos. And it's the exact same tools that I've been using right along. So what I thought I'd do is I'd share with you the main tools that I use on all those videos, as well as some of the new stuff that Squadron has come out recently. Little story is I loved watching the two TV shows, The Joy of Painting with Bob Ross and the New Yankee Workshop with Norm Abrams. Loved both of those things because two of my other hobbies are woodworking and painting, and the one thing that comes across in those videos is having the right tools make all the difference in the world. I mean, skill and how much time you put into it, of course, that's really important. But if you don't have the right tools, no matter how much skill you have, you're gonna have a really difficult time. So with some of these tools, they're inexpensive, and for a small amount of money, a beginning modeler, or any modeler for that matter, can really get together a nice little toolkit and really help out their model making. So let's get started on it. Okay, the first model we're going to take a look at here, or the first product I should say, is this is the limited edition. They only made 2,000 of these. This is the 1/72nd scale HAUNEBU II German Flying Saucer. Now, many of you may have remembered probably about 8-9 months ago I built up the military version of this. And what this kit is, this is based on that other kit, but they've included a bunch of resin and other type of products to turn it into like a civilian type UFO. This is completely fictitious. It never existed. I've had people come in and go, well, I saw the Discovery Channel show on it that the Germans were building this, and there's zero proof that any of this was ever getting built other than like a drawing on like a piece of paper. But because if after 75 years we don't have anything close to this was going to go like 10,000 miles an hour. So it's completely fantasy, but it's cool looking, because if something like this could have been invented, traveling from Germany to anywhere in the world would have just taken like an hour or two. So kind of a cool looking thing. Now I'm going to open it up and show you inside. Also, Squadron has come out with a pack of paint that you can order, and it has all of the actual colors ready to go to duplicate the paint job that you see on here. Some of the Vallejo metal colors, they're actually all Vallejo paints inside there, so they'll do a nice job painting up on that. So let's take a look inside. Okay, after we take the outer sleeve off, the first thing you're going to notice right away is it's the original box, and the kit inside are all the same parts to make up the military version to start with. But they've given you new instructions and an absolutely beautiful set of decals. These are ultra thin, and the edge line is very minor, so I think we'd have a real easy time putting these decals on. And then of course, like I said, the new instructions explain all the different parts that'll go into it. To start off too, this is one of the pieces that differs from the military version, and this is some vacuum formed canopies, for lack of a better word, or domes I guess you call on it. And these will go over some of the other areas. They'll be like visitor viewing areas as they traveled across the country at 10,000 miles an hour. And these parts right here, these are the guns. These actually don't belong in the kit, but these would actually be really cool to hold on to, that if you're going to build the civilian version, and if you want to do any scratch building, you've got some really good turrets and things like that to hold on to. You've got, like I said, the UFO is basically the exact same thing, and this is some of the parts too that are going to vary between the military version and the other one. These are resin plugs. Now on the bottom of the vehicle, it had all of the guns. And I've actually got my other HAUNEBU hanging in the back of my store. It's kind of hard to get at, but in place of the guns, you pop these cylinders in and then you put the clear domes on it. So you've got all of those resin pieces in there, and then there's an observation post that goes up on the top, and they'll have another dome on it as well. So you get all of these new resin parts right here. The kit. Now, I'm not going to go too much into depth on these parts, because if you want to see in depth on the actual kit itself, I did a complete build a while back. Like I said, it's easily found on my channel, and if you want to see all the different parts on that, those will explain them pretty easily. And then there's one other bag in here with lots and lots of beautifully molded resin parts, and you get all brand new wheels, which honestly, even if you're doing the military version, these are really, really nice looking. And like I said, just all kinds of other resin parts that'll go together on it. So I think this, especially in the silver camouflage, you know, the typical UFO type of look to it, I think that'll be a pretty cool thing. I would like to build this one up and hang it. I have a few other projects obviously ahead of it, so we can see if we can get that done maybe in the next couple of months. I'm going to put it over into my stash of things to get done. The kit itself goes together pretty quickly, so it's just a matter of going ahead and painting the entire thing. The next product that I'm going to share with you guys today is now Squadron Products True Detail line has been out for quite a long period of time, but these new wheels that they've come out with are actually completely different. The masters are all 3D digitally designed and 3D printed, so you get a really, really beautiful master, and then they've cast them up in resin, so you can get some extreme detail. Now, this is just the first little part of some of the ones they're going to come out with. They're going to do them in 72nd, 48th, and 32nd scale. And the beauty of all that is once you drop a really beautiful looking piece in 3D, and you can do it in 72nd, you can do it at any scale, and you still keep all the same beautiful detail inside of it. So what I'll do is I'm going to open up a couple of these and just kind of show you what I'm talking about. Kind of take a look at this one right here. This is the 1/32nd scale F-22 Raptor wheel set. We'll just crack these open and pop them out, and I'll get really close up and show you some of the detail that I'm talking about on these. So all of the wheels are all weighted, so it'll look like the actual vehicle has some weight to it as opposed to just a round wheel. Very nicely done on these. And you know, there's just a thin little mold right here that you just crack that off. Just do a touch of sanding just where the mold meet. I mean, even up on top here, it's perfect the way it is right there. And we'll take a look at the other wheel on this as well. So that just gives you an idea. Now they've told me that they have all kinds of new products coming out with this new 3D printed type stuff. So very, very nice to see all this stuff. And I think this is going to be really great to get, especially as I start to do more and more airplane. Sometimes the kit wheels, you know, not up to par as, you know, with the weighted. I love the weighted effect on it. It just makes the whole thing look so much better in it. So highly recommend going over to squadron.com and checking out all of these new products. And finally, I want to discuss a little bit more, like I was talking about earlier, is the tools and the tools that we use for model building. Squadron was kind enough to send us over a bunch of examples. Now, I carry most of these tools in my store all the time and sell a lot of these tools because they're inexpensive and they're really good quality and they work really well, especially for the modeler. You have all kinds of sprue cutters, pliers, sanding sticks, needle files, pen vices, all that kind of stuff. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you the 5 must-have tools if you're starting out, and just talk a little bit about them for a minute. Okay, I actually misspoke in that last time, which if you guys watch the videos, I do that occasionally. So it's actually 6 items that are a must-have for the modeler. The very first item I want to talk to you about are the bent tweezers. The bent tweezers are the most important tool, in my opinion, that I use on a regular basis. I've been using these since day one on the very first videos. I've always used these, and these just make it super easy to put parts on, to use them, especially to get in the hard to reach areas. And I love the bent plier approach, because let's say you're attaching this to the side of a vehicle. it is just so much easier, in my opinion, to have that bent tweezers as opposed to coming straight on something. You can put that right into place, put a little glue on it, you have complete control over it. Your hand is not in front of your eyes, so you're not trying to adjust the product so you can see around it because your hand's off to the side right here. Also is true of putting on decals. You can grab the piece like, you know, right here. It's just a different angle at coming at everything that I absolutely love. So like you're putting decals on, you can come up from up above. It's more natural position, just flip the decal right onto the thing. So highly recommend these. The other item is hemostats. Now the hemostats are like a tweezer, except that they have a locking mechanism. So you can click lock into place, and that is going to hold that product in place right along there. And this way you can do some painting, or if you've got something that you need to hold a little bit longer in place, definitely recommend those. And then of course you're going to have things like a number 11 bladed knife. That's going to be very important for cutting things. The sprue nippers. Sprue nippers are another thing that are super important. You want to be able to cut the product right up along the edge of that, so you're doing very little sanding. And then whatever little sanding you have left, you just want to use one of the sanding files and knock it right down to a smooth, and there's all different types of grits of these. Finally, we have our pin vise with drill bits inside here. This comes in real handy, especially on modeling. A lot of times manufacturers will call out that you need a fine hole drilled to place a tool or some other things like that. It's multiple bits inside, or drill bits are great to have. For an example, right now, I'm in the process of drilling out all of the holes on the brake rotor for the Tamiya Ducati. So it's a little bit of time consuming, but I think it's going to look really good. Once we get that done, sand it smooth, I think it's going to really add a lot to it. So those are the main tools that I would recommend for a new and beginner. Yeah, I know, guys, too, some of you obviously know all about this, but these are questions that I get all the time from new modelers, and we want to help and bring along those guys to, you know, to keep up with the rest of us here. And any type of information that we can give them, this is a great way to get them started on it, especially as we start to do more and more of the little how-to series, the little how-to minis. Having the right tools going forward is really going to help them out and bring up everybody's game on it. So there we are, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I like doing these little videos because a lot of times you the watcher might know about a certain item or product, but there's a lot of other people out there that are either new to modeling or haven't been into it for a long time, and sometimes they don't always know of like new products that are coming out or little techniques. So I thought showing all the tools would really help out a lot of the guys. And also anytime we do the reviews, we can show them what's coming, all kinds of new stuff like that. So I want to thank Squadron for getting us out all of these samples to show you guys today. It's been helpful. You'll be seeing a lot of these in the upcoming builds, as have you seen on all the other tools. I've been using those, like I said, for a long time. So if you want to pick up any of these tools, we carry them here in the store. And anyone else of the 99% that watch my videos, you can order them at squadron.com. They ship around the world, and they're more than happy to get them out to you. So I want to thank you guys as always for watching, and please stay tuned because we have many more videos coming.